Okay, this lesson is to help you to learn how to design, or should I say draw problem 6, the circles. Essentially what we're doing is we're drawing a bunch of circles and then we're going to overlap them and we're going to pretend like we've woven them together. So again, step 1 is always to go open that start file that I've given you. It's like that's your template. This is what's been predefined by the company as your template. This is your start file. And save as. Make sure you're saving it to your folder. Last time I'm going to show you and remind you. Make sure it's going to your folder or your drive, AutoCAD. This one would be all the 6 circles. Or you can just call it circles, either one. You should be able to draw this and dimension this all in one class period. Now, again, instructions are here. This is what we're drawing. Essentially, your objective is to be able to draw circles, to be able to array them, to be able to trim them, and to be able to dimension them. Now, students have a tendency sometimes to panic a little bit for the array tool. Don't panic. It's actually one of your best friends once you learn how to use it. If you need to get perfect copies of something that has already been drawn and created at a very specific distance or placement, your array tool is your best tool to use for doing that. So when you go through, don't panic. We're going to get it. So step 1, it tells you to draw these using the measurements given. After you draw it, you're going to go to array. You're going to pick the circles. You pick the midpoint. You type in 9. You type in 360. You look like this. Okay? Yay. Then you need to go explode, trim, dimension, turn it in. All right? So it's telling you, draw those. Array that. Pick those to array, pick your center, tell it 9, tell us, yep, explode, trim to match. All right, here we go. Okay, step 1, I'm going to make my layer center because when I was looking at that drawing, it had a circle smack dab in the middle. And I'm going to use ortho so I get nice, perfect lines. I'm not worried about placing them perfect. I'm just worried about having them in there perfectly together. And then I know that I have a circle around the middle that has a diameter of 0.375. Make sure you're using the right circle. If I just look at the drawing, there we are. So there's all my center. Now I'm going to go to visible. And if I look, it has a diameter again. So there's the circles have a diameter of a 2.25 and a 1.75. So diameter, starting point, center point. There we go. That just does not look right. So let's erase and try again. Let's see where we got off. If you notice it doesn't look right, that's okay. Remember, you can always try again. Always make sure you're getting the right measurements in. So again, I make sure I'm drawing a circle with a diameter. Center point, 2.25, enter. Make sure again, this is 1.75. Okay, good. Now I'm going to use my array tool. Right here's your array tool. You can do a rectangular array, you can do a path array, you can do a polar array. So if I knew I had like a squiggly line of something I wanted to follow, I could draw the path, and I could tell how many I want it to have, how far along that path, and it'll put them in there perfectly. In this case, I'm going to do a polar because I want it to go around. So I go to polar, pick the objects, click with my mouse. Once I'm through selecting them, I hit enter. And then again, it's going to ask for your center point. Where is your base, your axis point? My axis point is dead snap right here in the middle. Click. Is that the correct number I'm supposed to have? No. I need it to have 9. So I type in 9. And 360 because I want it to go 360. And it should go around. If it doesn't, just undo. Sometimes things change up a little bit. Okay, I need to have 9 items. 360. There you go. That works too. So instead of typing 9 enter, I use that one. And say yep. Hit the enter key. It's done. Now as I click on it, I want you to notice how it selects all of them. That's why you need to explode. Explode it. And now my advice is to use your lovely zoom window. and zoom in close so that you don't trim out the wrong parts of it, because it's very easy to do on this one to trim out the wrong parts. So I'm going to go to trim, spacebar, and looking at the drawing, I start trimming to match. And I just keep going through that project. And I'm not going to do all of them because that would be really boring to watch. I just want you to pay attention and see how I look at the drawing, and I'm comparing it, and I'm making sure that I trim and remove what it says so. Okay, and you just keep going. I'm going to finish that, and then you're going to come back and watch. Alright, so I've gone and trimmed and done everything that needs to be done. Now, the one thing I still need to do is I want to go ahead and fix some of those center lines that I have here. So, come on. Let me do this, please. Sorry, my AutoCAD had locked up and I had to unlock it. I had to wait till it stopped. I'm simply just going to use those little node editors to either stretch or move back. Escape key, like I want. My zoom extents. There we go. Very good. I need to get this to go to the title block. Layout, rectangular, corner to corner. Always make sure your scale. And then we dimension. And in this case, it's really just 3 dimensions. They're all diameter. That's it. And the scale's still 1:1. You would change your dates you completed on it. This is the circles. You put in your name, save as, save it to your folder. Make sure it's saved as circles to your folder. And then make sure you export it. PDF, save that to your folder and submit that for grading. Congratulations, you just completed the circles.